Do it. It's unfair.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Hey guys, what's going on today? So do you all remember in Attack of the Clones when Anakin went to save his mother from the Sand People? He travels alone through the Tatooine desert at dusk to find their tribe, and when he does, he sneaks around the huts, searching each one with the Force as he walked by, and once he felt his mother inside of one of them, he cut through the hut and went in to rescue her. Although, he was just too late, and she died in his arms. This event was traumatic for him. It was his lifelong dream to become a Jedi and come back to save her and the slaves of Tatooine. If only Obi-Wan had listened to his cries for help earlier on, she'd still be alive today. It caused him to go into a fit of rage and ultimately use the dark side in ways that we've never seen before. Now, in the novelization, he goes extremely dark. Now, I'm talking pretty dark. It was pretty sweet to read. He uses boulders to crush them and unleashes the dark side to its full extent at his level. He was traveling at immense speeds. I can cover it in a video if you guys want, and I believe I have in the past, but I can always redo it better. Now, by Anakin releasing all of this dark side emotion and anger, it triggers a reaction in the Force, and it goes so deep that it finds Qui-Gon Jinn in the afterlife and causes him to make a reaction himself. Now, at this point, he's never contacted anybody because I believe he was still trying to figure it all out, which he did, of course, deeper in the Clone Wars and at the end of Revenge of the Sith. However, remember when Anakin slices the Tusken in pure hatred and rage? We get that swipe transition to Yoda meditating, and we hear Qui-Gon screaming,
Anakin! Anakin! No!
Well, what I'm going to answer in this video is, did Yoda even hear this? Did he understand who it was? And what did he try to do about it? Now, the answer I'm going to read to you is going to be from the novel for this scene, and it's going to be from Yoda's thoughts. Here we go. It was Qui-Gon. Yoda knew that it was Qui-Gon, but Qui-Gon was dead, had become one with the Force. One could not retain consciousness and sense of self in that state. One could not speak from beyond the grave. But Yoda had heard the ghostly call, and in his deep meditative state, his thoughts focused as precisely as they had ever been. The Jedi Master knew that he had not been mistaken. He wanted to focus on that, then perhaps to try to follow that call back to the ghostly source, but he could not. Overwhelmed again by the surge of rage and pain and power. He wanted to focus on that, then perhaps to try to follow that call back to the ghostly source, but he could not. Overwhelmed again by the surge of rage and pain and power. He made a noise and lurched forward, then came out of his trance as his door opened and Mace Windu rushed in. "What is it?" Mace asked.
"Pain. Suffering. I fear something terrible has happened."
So Yoda did definitely hear it, and he knew it was Qui-Gon, but at this point in time, he fully believed that those who died couldn't speak beyond the grave, and definitely couldn't be self-aware of the living or who they used to be for that matter. As he tried to meditate deeper into it at that moment before Mace walked in, he kept getting sidetracked and distracted by the overwhelming feeling of Anakin's pain and suffering and power. Now, eventually, Yoda does learn from Qui-Gon how to speak to the dead at the end of Revenge of the Sith in this scene here, which the dialogue was cut, but in the book, he's actually talking to Qui-Gon Jinn, which is where he then tells Obi-Wan that he'll teach him how to commune with his old master. So Yoda definitely knew who it was. He was just having a hard time focusing and tracing it back through the Force to Qui-Gon Jinn, with the storm that Anakin's emotions had created, clouding everything. That's exactly how powerful Anakin was, even at that stage. So what do you all think? Should Qui-Gon have spoken to Anakin at this moment? Maybe that would have changed things. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I will see you all in the next episode of Star Wars Theory. Until then, my fellow Jedi and Sith friends, remember,
The Force will be with you always.